Welcome back to the wonderful world of Planet Crafter. For those who don't know, Planet Crafter is a open world sandboxy crafting game where you terraform a planet. Now in the the early access version, we will probably find a little bit about the background, because up until now the Planet Crafter prologue, which was a demo that let you play to this point in time for free, you could do a heck of a lot. It's amazing. This game is developed by Miju Games, a small French developer team. It's only 2 people, Emily and Bryce. They do run a lovely Discord server, so join it and find out more about the game. I will continue from where I left off in the prologue, because I already loaded in and found out I pretty much stopped where it went to the next part. I think I only jumped over one terraforming step. That was the moss growing. And woo! Right. This. Do we now get autosave? Have I lost? I'm slightly flipping around. Not really too problematic, because you can always run out from behind clipping out into the open. And yes, there is a small problem. I have jumped over some unlocks. This is after I had a look around to see what is new. That's a bit annoying. We found some more blue microchips. Those are the way you unlock new upgrades for your person. If you're really interested, there's a whole playthrough about the prologue, which tells the story of how I got to this place. My prologues also had a little intro where I wrote my own background story to why I'm here. It's a bit of a noir detective story. You can just jump over it. It's usually about a minute and a half, and I've decided to throw it on as an epilogue rather than an intro. Now, as you can see, we already got a blue sky, and now grass is growing everywhere, even in the heart of the desert. Ooh, jetpack power! It's nice too. This big, wreck down here is full of seedlings and plant growth stuff that wasn't there in the prologue. The tiers of the mountain, which is what I call this cave down here, you can soon see why. There it goes. There's just constantly sand falling down. There's some mossy textures now on the floor. Magnesium had a light reskin. It's a lot more detailed. Now, looks nice. The whole game is just amazing, and it never wastes your time. That's a great thing about this game. I said this a few times in the prologue, I will say it again. You never feel like, oh, I gotta wait around or I have to grind for materials. No, usually you find everything while you are looking around. For those who start looking here, those little pots here, there's shared energy about all your buildings, and every living quarter with a door lets you regenerate O2, which is normally the only limiting factor of your explorations. Down here in the lake, we can find our capsule, which we dropped up right from the sky. And yeah, if you build your starting base down here, I'm not sure if it's still the fact that you can't build anything in water. I need a titanium. Where's a little round lump of material? You look titanium. Let's see if we can. Whoop. There's your building. Just the voxels don't change. You can clip a little bit into the terrain, but not much. Mostly you just use those, whatchamacallem, the foundation grids to make it not so floaty. You can just have it up there in the cliff first and just float your way all around. There's no structural integrity, which is okay. It's not about realism after all. We terraform a planet in a few days, so yeah, so much for realism. But I maybe should not waste my time around on the surface when I should get a gulp of fresh air. This is the Biodome Mark 1, where I got all my lovely plants growing. This is the Biolab, where we can do all sorts of nice recipes. We got bacteria sample, bioplastic nuggets, fertilizer, and fertilizer Mark 2. That one is new. Methane cartridges, also a new substance. And we got explosives, those we had, and mutagens. That's also something new. And it's done with the methane cartridge. I'm not sure if methane is something you grow in a lab using maybe we could use, you know, algae and some foods, and the fermentation process of the biobacteria gives us methane, or not. What we have is the Biodome Mark II. It's got now a functionality, and it's producing tree bark. Tree bark can be used to send into space to increase plant growth, I think. It's got a nice mechanic where you can get some multipliers times 10 for every rocket you send up. This multiplier is additive and not multiplicative, so the first rocket gives you times 10, the second gives you times 20, times 30, so it's not 10, 100, 1,000. But it's usually you got a good investment about to the fourth or fifth rocket. You can go a long way. There we got heat multiplier, pressure multiplier, biomass multiplier, and I think the last one, the new one, might be oxygen, which is a resource we hitherto had not to worry about. We are currently at the moss stage, and we are going towards floral at a nice pace. I'm trying to talk fast so everything gets done. Yeah, now we got oxygen. Before that, I think we only had heat, pressure, and do we have oxygen? Yes, we got oxygen. So maybe the atmosphere becomes breathable, and then we can truly live wild and free. This is our upgrade working bench, the old one, the Mark 1 crafting bench. There's the Mark 2 crafting bench, which is just mostly for special resources like aluminium rods, iridium rods, jetpack, the last backpack upgrade. This is all my storage. Named mostly after well, not really periodic table. I'm pretty sure I went wrong in some places. O2H2. Have a little sippy. Those are the super nuggets. That's where I had super alloys and the bio nuggets combined, but now we got an extra nugget storage, or at least we had one. Osmium, one of the rare metals. Survival is just food, water, and what have you. Sulfur. My little living quarters. And we have a message from Riley and from Centicorp, which tells us, you are a criminal, you got sent to this planet, you terraform it, and maybe you can live in freedom. If we climb up my tower, we find our heating plants. I called it the Tower of Power, but usually I ended up with the Power of Tower. I don't know, maybe a childhood growing up with He-Man and She-Ra, that does that to you. By the power of the tower! Oh, ooh! We got falling damage. That one's new. Alright. Don't just jump down everything without using your jetpack, or you break your ankles. It's not too punishing as far as I can see, since, well, I don't know the specific gravity of this planet. However, normally you could just jump from, build it up, and jump right down. Oh, it looks like we have a new phenomenon. We got a little meteor storm. There's something to eat. Meteors normally just carry stone. Nice to see. But there was a... You can call down with the rockets special meteors that give you uranium and... What was the other? Iridium. So you could never run out of those resources. And we unlocked the pulsar quartz. Well, hello. Speaking of which, what do you... Oh, it's a cobalt asteroid. That's neat. So they got random resources. I always wondered, I had the theory that maybe, since there's a lot of ships flying around, that it might be not meteors that litter this planet with our resources, but possibly those were molten hull parts, like parts of the ship that during re-entry burned up and became... Well, it's nice if you ever run out of resources for any sort of reason. Maybe you never built the drills, which combined with the destruction station over here are now a... Oops. There we go. Are now a constant resource of anything. You just chuck anything in you don't want anymore and shaboozy. It's gone. And that you use in conjunction with this. I'm not sure if it's always producing iron now or if it's just saying the next one will be iron. Maybe now we gotta look out and it's changed by where you place it down. That extracts all from the god. You know what? I'm gonna take a cut, sort my inventory, and then I grab everything I need for a drill, and we just run around and look if placing it in different areas gives us different resources now. Alright, got everything I need. First up, I cleared this one out. Now it only got iron in it, so maybe it does. Do you show me? Let's see. Build it. And we get next iron. Let's deconstruct it. Well, let's go into the cave. Probably, maybe we could get some iridium over there. Or anything. I have not really remembered where there would be. Different resources. Hello. You're glowy. What are you? Zeolite. I found something new. This is my good friend zeolite, and it comes from growing plants. That's nice. So a new resource is coming up as we grow things. How about we plump down a ore extractor? Can I? Oh. Is this? There we go. Still says iron. Maybe it's just the next up and iron is pretty common, so that's why we see it constantly. Give me more zeolite. I want it all. I can show you. I always been to the pretty much normally first wreck you visit once you are running around. Get a little breather. Woo. It's so beautiful, this game. It looks amazing. Best if you just, you know, run off. Stop watching. Buy the game. I don't mind. I don't make money of this. Just a hobby for me, so I have nothing to lose by telling you bugger off and play it for yourself. Oh yeah, now we get iridium from down here. So right now we gotta find out where to place those drills to get the resources you want. I'm guessing over here in the fart cave. No, that's what I will do today. We will explore a bit around, see the new stuff, and find out where we can mine what resource. The weather has changed again. Purple skies. I'm not sure what this does. Looks kinda spooky and ominous. It changes the color palette of the entire planet and gives us a nice blue-red shift. But there's still green, it's just the lighting on the white stuff that turns blue. But I don't see any type of, you know, meteors falling down or any sort of adverse effect to my health. So maybe it's just the new nighttime and I'm over expecting things. The old nighttime was just getting dark. Oh, that was dumb. I could also... Which one was it? It was the blueprint one. This one back. I'm a dum-dum. I could already build some new stuff. The DNA manipulator, everything's unlocking on the side, and we could just increase pressure and everything, and while we were exploring, everything would build up, but that would be no fun. So let me grab some supplies and we're off. Oh look, we are already done with flora. Now it's trees. Probably trees are the ones that gave us zeolite. Happy days are here again. Grab some food. First place of visitation, high over the cliffs. Well, not over the cliffs, high on the cliffs. Overlooking our starting area. We have the first major crashed ship that you will find in the game. And it produces in its vicinity iron. Still counts as the iron area. Alright. Deconstruct. Take a sippy of air. That's also, you normally just plunk down some iron storage chests and plunder everything inside the ship, because inside of the ship it's getting dark. However, this ship has something new. Not really surprised. You may have seen this already, because it was a hidden room that you could get into with some clipping, and using a clipping under the ship where I just started by reloading. Then you could build a living quarter, nothing in it, and from the living quarter build a stairway up to the top. And since the game would try to figure out, after you've gone to the top, what would be the next place where you would pop out, it popped you out inside of this room where there is this giant open fission reactor, which needs some nuclear material. I'm not sure what produces nuclear material. No, it's an iridium rod. I don't think a plutonium rod is what I need, but, well. Cargo ship Cyrilla for McNary Log 43. This morning, as we were in our 17th day of space travel to Stigma, the ship inexplicably exited hyperspace velocity. The navigation tools went crazy and all of the ship's power went down as if it was drained by something exterior. We are going to try to make an emergency landing on this unreported planet. I'm not sure what we'll find there. There seems to have a huge storm on the surface. Alright. I hope we'll make it. That's Google Translate for you. And that's where I plundered this blue chip, so I was here before. No surprise. I think later on you can build something. I saw this symbol here on something you could craft in the blueprints, but I don't have access to that one yet, so let us head through the tunnel. After I took another sippy of oxygen. At the beginning of the game, this tunnel here is closed up by a giant glacier wall of ice. As the terraforming progress goes along, I'm not sure if it's only the terraforming index that causes the ice to melt, or if it's specifically heat. So if you just concentrate on everything but heat, this stays shut for longer, where you can find some osmium in the caves. This cave network leads out towards the, well, what I call the Tears of the Mountain Cave, where we got our iridium from. Now, let us see what we can see. We get iron. Right? But it also leads us out towards the Bowl of Bad Axe. Doesn't it? Or maybe it leads into the cave and I gotta take a... Oh no, it does. It leads out into the Bowl of Bad Axe, because here you can find your sulfur. Which, if I could hazard a guess, is what we can mine here. Tell me... Yes, we can mine sulfur from here. If we ever were to run out of the just ground grabby stuff. Now let's head back to the Blood Falls. Back to what I called the Blood Falls. Is there anything? Oh yes. Oh, give me some super alloys. How's my water looking? I got enough with me. You don't really help me a lot right now. Yes, let's head over to the Blood Falls. When the sun goes up and down, this giant, well, cascading dust fall around the edge here becomes blood red and looks real ominous. Especially in a storm when you're inside one of the... Hello? What are you? Ooh, well, that's nice. Now there are plants growing with a high multiplier. I think the highest one we got up until now was the golden plant, something that came from all those crashed ships. And I think it's had a multiplier of 600. Along the wall here was a plethora of super alloy. It was just lots and lots and lots. We can, with jetpack our way... Oh, no, there's now an invisible wall. You could just jetpack over and explore the edges of the map and find all the unfinished spaces behind. There should be a cave here. Just following the wall. And there should be... Nope. Are you my little cave friend? Yeah, you are my little... I call those the jewel caves of Elite. Oh yeah, look at this. Something's really ominous going on now. Alright, at the Blood Falls we are still just drilling for iron. I was unable to place one down in the mines. So it's time to head on out. Oh. You're still full. Oh, I want to tell me what's inside. Just a few leftovers. Even more plants are growing and they are giving us even more zeolite. Let's see, there's iron. If I plant my drill down, let's say close to a natural supply of cobalt. Oh, it's still iron, so it's area based, not what's the closest original spawning node of material, since I don't know if those are fixed or if there is actually a... Oh, good grief, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Fast, fast. Come on. Yep. Don't hop, just use your jetpack. Go forward. Well, looks like I found out what happens now if you die. Do I have a... No, I have not. No. It's getting dark. It's getting... Oh. You died and dropped some of your inventory, so that one's new. Last time you did drop nothing. Which means... Oh, give me a CP. Do we find our corpse? I was somewhere back there. That was the... Oh yeah, there we are. There's... So you get a storage crate. That's nice. No need for my corpse lying around, destroying the whole beautiful landscape. And this place we go back out towards the ship that is full of seeds. The mountain range behind it is new. Up to the left we can still clip onto the outside, but there's nothing to see. And this will be the end of this episode. I was spending a lot of time yammering about what I could do, but there's a lot of new stuff, and so it's... Well, it was to be expected that we didn't build anything new, but we gotta see a whole bunch of new stuff here in the old areas. We learned that building a drill now changes what you get from place to place. Iron seems to be the most common. We found sulfur, we found... Or maybe there is a... No, I don't got this one yet. There is another drill that gives you rare minerals. And maybe the reason for skydropping other minerals than iron is now, with the meteor storms, is due to the fact that you no longer get everything from the base drill. If this is the case, we don't know. Are you a special plant once again? You look... No, you just look different from the distance. Nice ferns. Maybe you will grow one day into a giant palm under which I can drink my coconut juice. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I see you for the next one. And as mentioned, there will be a small epilogue about how I got to this planet. Enjoy and stay safe. Bye bye. Welcome to the wonderful world of Jesse. Rented a suit for the gala. Couldn't turn up in my old rags. Would have stood out more like a sore thumb. No problem with the tickets. From the entrance, I was directed to the side, where a fancy corridor led to the first floor of the gallery. The ground floor was where the most people meandered around, looking at monitors with pictures of the artworks. On the first floor, the VIP area, you could look at the real artworks, mostly paintings, one or two plastics. Centerpiece was a red-haired girl with a fox head riding a moose, life-size, slowly turning on a lazy Susan. Hanging over the first floor was a skybox, where Mr. Cheese could watch over it all. Took a glass from one of the waiters and moved myself into a corner where I could survey the crowd. Couldn't make out anyone that I knew among the VIPs, but saw Bryce standing next to an elevator which led to the skybox. Locked eyes with him for a few seconds and could tell by the slightest twitch in his eyes that he was less than pleased to see me. Jesse I saw at the grand window in the skybox, opposite of a man, which I assumed was Mr. Cheese, and another woman. Well, nothing to do for me now but walk away slowly through the floor, look at the artwork. Bryce knows I'm there, and the rest is up to them.